said I gotta keep it kosher in a room full of vultures. Until them angels blow the shofars. I'm a LOZ soldier, LOZ soldier. I gotta keep it kosher. Israelite mentality. We ain't war with flesh and blood, we war with principalities. These pastors be manipulating scriptures, they some Pharisees. An infidel is worse than these crackers. If you ask me, gotta keep it kosher. Israelite mentality. We ain't war with flesh and blood, we war with principalities. These
Ask y'all a genuine question. Why is it when black men and black women get together, majority of the time, once a child comes in the world, separation follows? I would imagine that these sweet young babies come into the world, the family would want to stay together. But why does it seem once that child comes into play, everything is all fine and dandy before then, but once that child comes into play, separation follows?
It starts with the family before them.
It starts with the family before them?
The man or the woman come from.
Now, we've been young before, right? We, doing our thing or whatever. But you would agree that once those children come into play, responsibility has to come about. Agree? Before then, it's do whatever you want to do. But once that child comes in, responsibility comes into play.
Right.
And most of the time, either one or both are not ready to accept responsibility.
Right.
So, if we're looking at the problem from that angle, isn't the preface actually the issue? Which means before the child comes, isn't there something that we have to fix in that dynamic?
If you didn't plan it, then you can't talk about the preface.
So now, this is what I'm trying to show you real quick. Read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 16.
Read.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed,
Right.
and lie with her,
And do what?
And lie with her.
Reading out of the Bible, these are the laws of God. It says that if a man finds a woman attractive and she's single, and he goes and spits his game with her, they get to talking, right? They lay down and have sex. Read.
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Say it again.
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Now, this is the thing about it. Is he ready to be a husband, and is she ready to be a wife? That's what we have to figure out first. Because once they lay down and have sex, the status between them have changed to what? Husband and wife. Now, if this man has no intentions of marrying her, or if she has no intentions of settle down, it's possible that when they lay down, she could have got pregnant, yes? Now, she said, well, I'm not ready to be a mother. I'm not ready to be a wife. They have the child. He goes on about his way. She goes on about his way. Now, the child is none the wiser. But looking at this, how much of us in our community, I know things happen in, all races, but in our community, how often when a man sees a woman, he's thinking about marrying her? I would say 0.1%, right? I'm just being honest, because that's not something we see in our community.
Right.
We see baby mothers and baby fathers. We rarely see a husband and a wife. So we can't aspire to be something that we're not familiar with. Wouldn't you agree? It's the reason why we chase basketball and football instead of being a doctor or being some type of, societal engineer, so to speak. Because we're exposed more to sports than we are things that will build up a community and a society. The reason why I'm saying this is because we try to find out why our households are so broken. And it's because before a household is being built, which child coming into.
It's all about your raising, though.
But that's what I'm saying.
When I had a child, I was 30 years old. I didn't plan to get pregnant. I wasn't planning. I planned to get married, have a child, do all that. So on my end, my parents were married. But on the other end, they weren't married. They went in their mind, and it wasn't planned. So.
Right. But when you got with this man, let's say for instance, you would have known this law of God.
I know it.
No, but what I'm saying is,
They don't mean we're going by it.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. So it's clear to show when we don't follow God's law, these things continue to happen. So what I'm saying is, when we talk about generational curses, is it truly money, or is it the fact that we're not teaching our children to keep God's commandments after we knowingly have broken them? That's what I'm trying to get to. So our households are going to continue to be jacked up until we do what? teach our young children, our young men, and our young women to keep God's laws. That they can't go out there and just, you know, fling around their whole 20s and have fun. So the thing about it, sister, is what I'm trying to teach you is that we are God's chosen people. We are the Israelites according to the Bible. And we have to keep God's commandments. Because if we don't, things like this happen. Slavery, right? Living in the hood.
Well, they
Planned
kept God's
Parenthood.
commandments. They went, slavery came to them. It ain't had nothing to do with God's word.
No, let me show you real quick, just to disprove it. Give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. Give me Deuteronomy 28,
If we in
16.
slavery now, then maybe so, but not back then when they had no choice.
No, this is the thing about it. This right here is a result of the disobedience to God. Read that for me.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass,
Right.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Read.
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes,
Right.
which I command thee this day,
Read.
that all these curses,
All these what?
All these curses
Read.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God made it plain and clear to the children of Israel. If you don't listen to what I say, curses are going to happen. Now read verse 68.
Verse 68.
Read.
And the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
You familiar with the story of Moses, right? Let my people go. Who was that sent to? That was sent to Pharaoh, the Egyptians. So the Israelites were what? Slaves in Egypt. So the Most High God said, I'm going to bring you back to Egypt again. He's not talking about physical Egypt. He's talking about the condition that you were in while you were in Egypt, which is slavery. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee,
Read.
thou shalt see it no more again. And
Read
there,
it from the top. Read it from the top.
and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With ships. Y'all hear that?
Nah, that ain't it.
He said the Most High said he was going to bring us into slavery again with ships. By what mode of transportation were our forefathers brought to the Americas? They didn't come by plane. They came by what, sis? They came by ships. So here it is in the Bible, the children of Israel are being told by God that you will come into slavery by ships. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Read.
And there, ye shall be sold.
There ye shall be what?
Ye shall be sold.
Read.
Unto your enemies.
Unto who?
Unto your enemies.
Unto who?
Unto your enemies.
Unto your enemies. Read.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
Read.
And no man shall buy you.
So the Most High God laid it out plain and clear. I'm going to send y'all into slavery on ships. Y'all are going to be sold as slaves, men slaves and women slaves, and nobody's going to get you out of this condition. Because we still here, and he says, we didn't go back to where we came from. Now this is the thing about it. Out of all the places that the ships carried us during the slave trade, none of us carried us to the land of Israel. That's not a coincidence. Because when you kidnap somebody, you don't bring them back home.
Right.
So understanding that you're an Israelite, where your people from? What's their background? They just black American?
Yeah.
So you would be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. If you look at this chart right here. Those your children?
Some of them.
Some of them? That's your mom? That's your mom? Okay. And what about?
You gotta go meet somebody. I enjoyed it. This is
No
the
problem.
best.
all black with them shields on post, watching, they all my gold is precious, but loyalty is private. I don't wanna mind, might leave you like